location. You need to ensure safety above ground and underground. Here are some tips to help you stay safe when digging or trenching. Before you begin, always call your local utility companies to identify and mark lines or other hazards in the entire area where you plan to work before you dig. Identify potential signals that underground utility lines exist, valves, covers. Know the capabilities of the equipment you are using. Perform a walk around on the equipment to ensure it is ready and safe for use. Plan your tasks before you begin and have an emergency plan in case the utility line is damaged. Know the job. Use a trench shield that is large enough for the job but light enough to be handled by the equipment you are using. Safety first. Use trench shields during trenching operations. Always install all the spreaders and never remove spreaders from a shield. Do not store materials close to the sides of a trench. Be sure to provide a means of access and egress in and out of the trench. Always wear your PPE. Know the identification method used for underground utilities. Sample of utility line color codes. Always validate the color code or the identification method meaning. Below is only intended as an example. White is proposed excavations when you mark down and mark out your work area. Pink, temporary survey markings. Red, electric power lines, cables, conduit, and lighting cables. Yellow is gas, oil, steam, petroleum. Orange, communication. Blue, potable water. Purple, reclaimed water. Green is sewers and drain lines. That's it. So that's a good one for this.
It is. Of course, you guys don't know anything about digging around utilities, right?
Learning every day.
You guys have done pretty good without hitting anything. I think Raymond was here last week. I think a couple of his bitches were access and egress, or getting in and getting out of the trench boxes. Make sure we've got ladders or a way in and a way out within 25 feet. I don't think he had anything else. The dust control while we're cutting pipe, while we're cutting concrete. We've got sprayers. I think Sean got a bunch of new sprayers.
We bought 2 new sprayers, and we got a third one that we're waiting on parts for. The good sprayer. So please use water when cutting concrete or asphalt.
I don't know if you mentioned it, but he also brought up overhead lines, and keep an eye on those and making sure you know where those are at.
And there's signs on the job that indicate the overhead lines. So there's signs posted right where the lines are. Big signs, so caution, overhead power lines. So we need to pay attention to that. And when we're digging in an area that's been located and you know that there's utilities there, soft dig it. Okay, we have to soft dig these utilities. Okay, and find them and locate them before we do anything in there, especially when you know it's there and it's in your work zone. We have to soft dig. We're responsible. You can't say, well, it was only had 6 inches of cover. That's according to the state law. It doesn't matter how deep the utility is. It is our responsibility to locate the utility, because they say grounds settle, grounds move. It could have been put in at the right depth whenever it was done, and then it comes up. Whatever. That's their case.
The devices they use aren't always exactly accurate.
Exactly. So we have to soft dig. If you're digging, do not stick a bucket in the ground unless you know what's there. Okay? And that goes for, like, perfect example, we were going to try to dig a pit for the vac trucks to dig in. We can't just go start digging. You know what I mean? We need to know what's there before we go stick the bucket in the ground. You guys listening? Okay. It's important. It's important. You can't just go stick the bucket in the ground and start digging. There's gas. Matter of fact, that gas line's marked and it runs right through this here. I don't know where it comes out or where it turns, but it comes right across that R-tank. Gas. And that's one of our conflicts for our structures over here. So there's a lot of utilities on this job. That's one of the biggest problems that we've had with this job, is all the utilities and all the conflicts and all the relocation of utilities. So we just need to be very careful. You need to have locate tickets in your machine, okay? They can make copies of them at the office. If you are going to be digging anything, have a copy of the locate ticket in your machine. Walk the area you're going to dig. Look for paint marks. Look for flags. Look for manholes, vaults, boxes. There's a lot of stuff in the ground here. You know, we just can't go start grading and doing whatever we're going to do. We got to walk the areas and see what's there. So we're not tearing up vaults and boxes and paying. We have to pay for them. Okay, Chincher's not paying for them. When we break them, we got to pay for them and replace them. Same with the water valves. Water valves, sewer cans, the cans that are sticking out of the ground, we buy those, okay? Valencia doesn't buy them, Bergeron buys them. So every time we hit one and break one, it's coming out of Bergeron's pocket. So please, we just got to be careful. There's a lot of stuff in the ground, a lot of stuff sticking out of the ground. We have to pay attention to where it's at. I'll see if I can't get Anita or somebody in the office to print some locate tickets for Traco operators. One needs to be in that combination too. That combination has a boom and a bucket on it, you know? Anything that's got a bucket on it that's going to dig, even if you're grading with it, we need a locate ticket in the machine. It needs to be in the machine. It's pretty much all.
So we got, in some areas, when you call in the locate tickets, the private utilities are not going to be located. Like Rudy was down by Weldon last week, and there's a real shallow power line right under the sidewalk. Some of that shit's not going to be located. You know, when you call in the locate ticket, they don't locate private stuff, so you're just going to have to try to look around. I mean, there's no way to tell what was there, obviously, but just bear that in mind when you get in some of these places. That's not going to be there. The signals, any of the signal conduits, the new signal stuff is not going to be located.
No new utilities will be located.
I mean, that's on the ticket that you call in. So you kind of have to walk it. If you see gray pipe sticking up, it's probably marking something. I know a lot of you guys put in water lines, you put in PVC markers. There's a lot of gray pipe that'll be sticking up. That'll be stubbed out for light poles or loop systems for the signals.
If we're in an area and there is those gray pipes, all we got to do is call Ron or Justin with Chincher, and they'll come and look and say, okay, well, this is a bore, it's deep, or no, this is that. They'll tell us what they got in the ground. And the same for the water and sewer. Okay, Valencia will tell us where their stuff is. Okay, and all we got to do is call Cliff or Carlos and say, hey, we're getting ready to go into this area. You know, I see markers all over the place. What do you got in here? Just like we did at Tropic Park when we were digging out for the flumes. They had marker pipes all over. I said, Cliff, where's your stuff? Where is it? How deep is it? What is it? Before we go in there and dig. And that's just the kind of stuff we got to do. We have to do it so we don't damage stuff. And it costs us money to fix it. That's pretty much all I got for that. Rudy, would you like to share anything? Any near misses? Anybody have any near misses?
We good.
Calls that want to bring to
No
somebody's
near
attention.
misses?
Or anything about overall job safety?
Nothing?
Well, everybody's working together real well. You know, our pipe crews, our grade crews, everybody's working together. And that's a good thing. That's what we have to do. We have to be a team out here. We have to work together and help each other. So if somebody from the pipe crew asks for you for some help, help them. Okay? The same with the same vice versa. You know, we're here to help each other. We all work for the same company. I know we have one subcontractor here, but you guys are held to the same standard as us. You know, we're a team out here, and we have to work together to help each other.
Bubba, you got anything you want to add?
All I got to say is Saturday those guys are doing that concrete, and I went through there probably 4 or 5 times and picked up cones, straightened up stuff that the public keep moving at Wawa. If y'all guys can help us watch it. I mean, we're doing the same thing this weekend. I know pipe crews won't be out here, but everybody else.
We need to
help
get
us wash the cones and the barrels, especially when the guys are out there working. Because we had one car come in the lane Saturday and run through the concrete. Drove right through the concrete.
We need to order probably 9 more Type 3 barricades for this weekend. No, I won't. I'm telling them right
No,
now.
I'm talking about the folk.
Oh yeah. So what happened is on the going westbound on Ronald Reagan, they were sitting in the line because we only had one lane of traffic there, and they looked over to the left where we had just got done pouring concrete. They didn't see any obstructions or any equipment, so they thought they'd pull over and sneak around. Well, we just poured the concrete, and they fucking went right into it and came out. They never stopped. They just kept on going. But
We got concrete all over the car because they're being stupid.
they'll do that. So, but I want to get some more Type 3s because we had a few vehicles on eastbound, the west side of Ronald Reagan came through. So we got our initial blockade right there in Silver, but we'll put another one on the other side of the bank driveway all the way across. Because cones, I mean, people run over cones. You know, maybe the thing to do is start looking at more barrels in some of those tapers. But
Do we need more barrels, Bubba?
most places where we
I still got quite a few yet.
where they at back here.
Yeah, back in the corner.
Let's figure it out before Friday. We're gonna order some more for these. I think that people are less apt to run over a barrel. A cone, they'll run right over. So.
And they won't hit the barricades neither. I figured that out. They will, but
Mark, you got anything you want to add? Roger,
We're good.
Johnny,
Good.
I think you got some new faces too, don't you, Mark?
We're not here yet.
They're not here yet. Okay. Well,
Fuck. You didn't expect to be on time today, did you?
yeah, well, and that, yeah. I mean,
The five guys.
It is
Surprised
the-
the ones that's working here.
it is the first fucking day.
I know it.
I
No,
don't
they
know.
were here yesterday.
I know they don't have a truck yet. All right, guys. Thanks for all your help.
Thank you.
Morning.